Hello and welcome back to the On the Slab Horror Show, the show that we bring to you each and every Friday night. The t-shirt reads it right. Why do we do this on a Friday night? Because Friday night is horror night. The guest here is actually from my own area. Well, slightly outside my own area, but from this all great country of ours, hailing out of Swords. It is writer and director Sean Brien. How are you, sir?
I'm good, Greg. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. So it's always great having Irish talent on. Obviously, we had Top Floor Films on beforehand. We had recorded with award-winning actor Johnny Ryan Howard from Cork, but see, we keep quite good contact as well with Sean Bratnock, another talented director.
Yeah.
But as I says, we always love having Irish talent on, so it's great to have somebody, and someone even a little closer to home. Obviously, hailing out of Swords, so not too far from the lads there.
No, it's like, and I think Irish horror directors and Irish genre directors are kind of rare, and especially to find like half decent ones. I'm not calling myself half decent, but yeah, I mean, I'm talking about like in general.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's not many good Irish horrors. Well, I say that in a thing. There's not many stellar Irish horrors.
No, there definitely
there's
isn't.
Decent ones.
No.
Obviously we had one earlier on this year, in The Unwelcome, which was very, very good. I don't know if you had the chance to check that out yet.
I haven't gotten a chance yet. No. But
yeah, it's very, very good. I don't know whether you've seen. Have you seen Grabbers?
That's one that gets recommended to me a lot, and
it's the same director.
Right, yeah, it's like the aliens and they have to get drunk to survive.
Yeah.
But they're drinking the blood and all that. Yeah.
See, we had Stitches
yes.
years ago from Ross Noble.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very good. The You're Not My Mother was brilliant.
Yeah. I know. Then there's From the Dark, which was one that I really enjoyed.
From the Dark.
Yeah, it was like, I don't want to spoil too much of it. Like it came out like in the early 2010s, I think, if memory serves correctly, and it was basically it's like an Irish vampire kind of thing, but it wasn't exactly a vampire film. It kind of did its own thing with it. It kind of made its own creature, but he's vampire-esque, and it had a really good atmosphere, and I really enjoyed it.
I'll have to check that one out. I haven't heard that one. No, I guarantee I'll probably be sitting there watching it going, oh, I've seen this.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that's on Netflix as well.
Obviously, Three Boys from County Hell was another one. Obviously, it's a bit more northern, but it was brilliant.
Yeah, and actually, just as you remind me there, there's, I think it's also from the north, Devil's Doorway.
I've seen that, but it's been a while.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that, and like right from when I saw the trailer, like I was like really pulled in by it, because like I thought it was such a unique premise that's set in the 1950s or 60s, but it's found footage, so it's on like an old-fashioned camera, and it's like two priests investigating and demonic possession in a Magdalene laundry.
Oh, Jesus, that's dark.
It was. Well, I thought it was a genius premise for, like, especially for an Irish horror film, like, just making.
And then I got recommended one from James Dermond, who's an author from the States. I think it was James Dermond. Now I might be wrong if I listen back to the episode. It's called The Canal.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I've never seen it now, and I haven't been able to find it. So, but I'll give you one more in case if you've seen it. Obviously, I mentioned the two people involved in it earlier. Sean Bradnock's directorial movie Beyond the Woods with Johnny Ryan Howard in it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether you've had the chance to see it. Yeah, it came out, I think it was 2016. It's got an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It's I haven't gotten a chance to watch it. I think that's the kind of funny thing about it. Like, it's like, if something's made in Ireland, like, you probably won't hear about it. It's like you have to, like, you kind of like keep your finger on the pulse if you want to hear anything.
Enough about everybody else. Tell me a little bit about you. How did you get started in this business?
Well, well, as a lot of people already know, my dad is a cameraman or DP, and he worked on lots of stuff. And my mum wrote and directed short films, some of which are on YouTube and findable. One is Hyenas, which was shown on RTE one year, and
Oh,
the other is Off Topic, which in my opinion, was actually a better film, but like it didn't didn't make it to RTE. But then after that, then was my uncle's film, then Red Room. It's a horror film that got a distribution from Broken Glass in Philadelphia,
oh,
and
big name, all right.
yeah, no, it's like it was that was definitely because before Red Room, like I was on all my mom's films, which were dramas, and like I'd probably appreciate them more now if I was on them now. But like at the time, I was thinking, as a kid, I was thinking, a movie set, like it must be, a film set must be something kind of exciting. There must be a lot going on, and but anyone who's ever been on a film set would know that the reality is that it's actually very slow moving. Like it's actually lots of different angles, lots of different takes, lots of listening to the same lines over and over. And even if they're not the most interesting lines, or even if it's not the most important or fun part of the film, and so, but then it was when I went on to Red Room's promo, because initially my uncle who directed it, Stephen Gaffney, he wanted initially to get crowdfunding, and in the end he got an executive producer to finance it. But I just remember like on the promo was like a woman getting bisected with a chainsaw, and
Oh, lovely.
yeah, lovely stuff. And they like I think there's like, do you know on a toilet, like the back part of it, like not the pot but the thing in the back of the
Cistern.
water tank, the cistern, where the water is, like that was making a dripping noise that was interfering with the audio. So my uncle called me in and he asked me to hold this this metal bar up.
The ball cock.
Yeah, well, I don't know what that was. It was completely pitch dark. Like, he just said, you hold that. I was like, okay, and it stopped the dripping. And and I just remember it was just the weirdest fucking feeling, like, because I was about 15 at the time, and like I was just in this pitch dark room, and there's like a crack of red light shining through from the door from outside where they're filming, and I'm able to hear, upon action, I'm able to hear the girl screaming and crying and all, and calling for help, and just hearing the chainsaw revving, like, and I'm just there in the pitch dark on my own. Like, it's just like, just, geez, this is nuts. I mean, I have to, when they're doing the full version of this film, I have to get involved with it, like, and then that's what happened. Then that summer they filmed the bulk of it in Appley, and
Oh, nice.
in County Meath, and and it was one of the most standoutish experiences of my life, and and I really loved that. And then, like, I suppose, but yeah, I suppose people kind of like to kind of romanticize these things, like say, that's the moment I knew. I mean, it didn't exactly happen like that neither. I mean, like, it was about a year or two later that I actually sorry, hang on. I was summer 2016. So yeah, so I finished school first, and then I went to I did like a year course of journalism, and then I was only after that then that I started film production and started making stuff.
Interesting.
So,
So it was a family affair.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's I suppose I never really think of it that way, really, or as it happened, it didn't really feel like that, like, because initially it was kind of my rebellion against my parents to not go down filmmaking, like, so I suppose that's why it wasn't a no-brainer from the get-go. But then I suppose just kind of the more I matured and the more I kind of just let myself do what I actually want to do, you know what I mean, and the more I I've met my own crowd then, like, so and start building my own network, and start gaining experiences of my own. I mean, that is, there's definitely no looking back now. I mean,
I mean,
a lot of creative people is is that, like, because I mean, like, anything you write, direct, or sing, or anything you paint or draw, it's always gonna be like semi-personal to you. You know what I mean? And even if it's even if it's not in the beginning, it will be at the end. Like, I mean, because I can definitely say, like, through filmmaking, like, I've definitely met like the best people and the closest amigos and memories. Like, it's
Well, like that's something that comes up quite a bit now. Obviously, you've
yeah.
seen some of the back catalogue where I've had stars or indie stars, I've had movie stars, directors and stuff on from the States and whatnot, and
Mhm.
they all say being on set you make friends that you just don't ever think. It's a different experience to making friends out normally than if you make them on set.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a very special thing. Like, it's definitely because I mean, I suppose like you go through like hardships together, and you go through the happy times together, and you go through the celebrations together. I mean,
Such a
it's
short
just
time as well.
yeah, exactly. And it's just like because something I was saying to my mate Greg only recently. But yeah, no, I was saying to my mate Greg Young, like is like where we're shooting Wolf of the Crossroads in Racar in a Airbnb. Like it's like a big Victorian gaff, and and I remember like it was after being an intense day of filming, and we were staying over in the place, and like of course the place is massive. It was like a it was almost like a mansion. Like it was proper big. Like, and there
One
was
of the big Victorian houses, is it?
yeah, yeah, it was like multiple floors and moving on, very spacious, and had character. And like and I just remember like I brought a Guinness Nitro Surge for everybody, just kind of as a gesture thing. Like, was it
Oh, so this guy's a rich guy. Could
me?
afford Nitro Surge Guinness.
Well, I wasn't rich after all this.
Yeah,
it took
I wouldn't say so.
my bank account's still recovering for me. um,
Happens from time to time, doesn't it?
yeah, I know, yeah, definitely, but it's just, but yeah, no, just, I just remember going to bed that night though, like, and my whole body's aching from being on my feet all day long, and like I was just coming down from the stress of it, like, and it was just, like, and there's another long day ahead tomorrow, and I was getting into bed feeling excited, I mean, I was getting into bed feeling grateful.
It's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, and just I don't think there's anything really that quite compares to that. I mean,
I imagine the emotions run high on a set anyway, but
definitely.
making horror movies is slightly different because obviously there's more emotion. Like you could be making a comedy movie on set. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah, no, yeah, it's definitely like I mean, like, well, I mean, on comedies, like I haven't directed anything that's a full blown comedy yet, but like I have been on sets where like there's comedic moments, and in comedies the problem is always holding in the laughter. You know what I mean, or
Yeah.
improvising too much, derailing from the script. People having too much fun. You know what I mean?
I think one of the or what was it, the Johnny Knoxville one in The Ringer?
Yeah,
When the fuck do we get ice cream? And you see
right.
him bursting out laughing, and they left it in, but that was completely thing. That whole line is ad libbed. That wasn't in the script.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
It just
I
came
was just
out.
kept in, and they just left it
Yeah,
in.
yeah. And like you can see Johnny Knoxville turning away laughing.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny.
So
Yeah, it's like
comic climate has great elements in movies, even in horror movies. Now, as I says, I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, there's not very many horror movies that don't have some comic elements in it.
no,
Um, Obviously we were talking off screen beforehand, and you brought up The Exorcist. That's always one I maintain has no comic elements in it.
no, no,
No, it's
no,
just there.
no.
It's dull. It's dark. It's horrible.
It's very serious. Yeah, and I know William Freakin as well. Like he was a believer in in demonic possessions and what have you. So I imagine he was trying to handle that with a degree of responsibility as well.
Obviously, that he just passed away there recently as well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Sad times. But again,
indeed.
this is what happens on this show. We kind of segue into other movies. So back to yourself there.
Right. Well, yeah, I suppose in Wolf of the Crossroads, there's darkly comedic moments, and then in Scarlet's, like, Scarlet definitely had some dark comedy in it, or not like laugh out loud, but I suppose stuff that make you laugh through the nose a bit. Because got a girl in it as a vampire, and she's straddling a guy, and and she's kissing him and all that, but he knows that she's a vampire, and she doesn't know that he knows that she's a vampire. So he's like reaching for his steak the whole time, but she keeps trying to kiss her way down to his neck. So it's a battle of the sexes.
That's the old Buffy the movie way, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
With
just
Christy Swanson.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was just so there ended up being a lot of I mean there's set problems with that as well, but like there ended up being a lot of improv for that, and especially on the comedic element, and so I suppose like contrary to what I said earlier, like that the problem about comedy is that you can definitely imagine you could rail off the script a little bit too far.
Yeah,
Or people can get too giddy, and they end up kind of saying things that don't make sense to the character that they're playing. Just say something because it feels funny in the moment.
yeah.
But with that being said, I still think improvisation works best in comedy compared to any other genre. And
Oh,
yeah, absolutely. And I suppose there can be fun little improvs in horror films as well. I mean, like say like say if someone's going to be cut a certain way, like and then someone says, oh no, we can have this other gory thing happen to them instead because that look better or that'd be easier.
So obviously we were speaking there about Wolf at the Crossroads.
Mm-hmm.
So give us a little bit of backstory to that. Where they come from?
Okay. Well, the premise is about this guy who's stuck in the crossfire between a rock star and the devil, because the rock star is trying to escape a deal that he had made with the devil. And this guy who we're following is an amnesiac. He has no memories and he doesn't know how he got involved in this whole trad, but he's trying to, I guess, kind of just find his way around it. And so, I mean, as I was saying already, like it's a short film in quotation marks. It's very hard to tell what time it's going to actually clock in at, because I'm a little bit skeptical of the thing that that page is equal to a minute in a script, because like I think it's obviously it only takes one line to say that a guy walks down the road, but like when you're filming it, I mean, like it can come down to your artistic choice as well. Like maybe you want to be quick and snappy in the editing, maybe you want like a nice long moment where he's walking down the roads, and you have music playing and you want the audience to reflect and all that kind of thing. Like it's so I am somewhat skeptical of. And then obviously, like when I'm writing scripts, like the format doesn't be perfect, but
It'll be as long as you want it to be. It's your movie. You know what I mean? No one can tell you. No one can turn around and tell you, "Oh yeah, I want this to be 12 minutes long. I want this to be 50 minutes long." You know what I mean?
no, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, there's definitely a lot of that as well. I mean, like when I was in college, a tutor was on us that he was asking a producer, like, what films get selected into festivals most oftenly. And he named a few points, but like one of the big ones that he named was that they should ideally be 10 minutes long. I mean, and and it's just like, I mean, I understand that I suppose you do have to be a little bit strategic as well, like because I mean, realistically, you can send somebody a 5 minute short film and say, hey, look at my short film, but if you're sending somebody like 30 minutes film, I mean, like it's not a feature film, so they're not going to settle down to it like a 2 hour long film, but it's also not short enough neither to hold their attention span. So like so I understand there's all those kind of risk factors, like, but at the end of the day though, like I was saying earlier about not enough, there not being enough horror directors or genre directors in Ireland. I mean, like I think at the end of the day you just got to go and make the film that you want to make and perfect that first. I mean, because like if we make it into the big leagues, I mean that's when you start selling your soul. I mean that's when
you could sell your soul to the devil and then try and escape the deal.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
I see what you did there. Yeah. I like that Easter egg.
I'm just checking. When are we expecting Wolf of the Crossroads to arrive on platforms?
Well, it'll probably be another while yet. We still have some pickups yet that we're hoping to get for the end of this one or before Halloween, and then has to be edited. But we plan to give it like a year or so in festivals. But I am also constantly thinking about about like alternative ways to just get it out there, because my goal isn't really to get laurels or to get that kind of status. Like I just want as many people to see it as possible. So
that's noble as well. Like ego side of anything would tell you, yeah, I'd want to get awards to be told I'm the best at this, I'm the best at that.
Yeah,
But again, we were talking off screen about some of the awards shows that come out, and you're like, I'm still amazed that a certain movie that we had on the show, and I'm not going to name names because
right.
I'm not that person, but that won awards. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So I take some of the awards with a pinch of salt, but the egotistical side of me will be like, yes, I won.
yeah.
I'm the best.
Yeah, no, I think that definitely makes the whole awards thing and all that very attractive to a lot of filmmakers. Like, I mean, a lot of people want to be able to put up on social media and say, like, won an award. I mean, look, I mean, I do it too. I mean, like, if I won an awards, everyone's definitely going to hear about it on Instagram. Like, I mean, but so
What if you won one of those little small awards called the Oscars? I think it's called the Oscars.
yeah,
That'd be all right for you.
I put it up on my story. Disappear after 24 hours.
Never heard of again.
Never heard of again. Yeah, no way. No, none idea was ever going to win the Oscars. But
if I tell you what, if I ever won an Oscar for anything, I'd be like, remember when they brought Phil Collins into South Park, and he used to walk
Yes.
around with the Grammy? That'd be me.
Yes.
I'd walk everywhere with it. Everywhere.
Yeah, no, I'd probably have it like melted and then turned into a ring that I'll just wear on my finger that I want everyone to kiss when they meet me.
Like a Bentley.
Exactly,
Have the actual man standing out of it,
Yeah,
like the old
exactly.
Bentley signs.
Yeah, it'd be like Sean Bernardo.
No, but no, like as I says, the awards are somewhat important because there are certain types of people in this world that won't watch something that probably don't win awards.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, like I mean, in spite of everything I just said, once again, if I do like the sound of award-winning short film Wolf of the Crossroads, award-winning director Sean Brien.
It has a good ring to it, and I mean, why the hell not?
Yeah, exactly. It won't be the worst way to introduce yourself.
I mean, like when it's finished, you know where to send it, and I'll have a watch of it and let you know what it's like, and certainly share it around when it comes out for you.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, no. It's, yeah, and I always like sincerely like appreciate the support of people as well. I mean, like it's because like it's I guess that's the like I guess it's one of the scary things about showing your work to the big bad world as well. Like if it's in a festival or if it's being shared by someone and it's someone else's audience, it's not your own audience. Like it's not your own friends, family, acquaintances, or whatever. Is that that these people are not going to take it easy on you. I mean, if they and then take the mind on people mightn't even take budget into account and things like that. I think that's kind of what can.
I mean, like if you look at some of the reviews, even on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I always use this one review, to not slate reviewers. Like I have no issue with people going out and reviewing movies, right? But at least make them somewhatly, what's the right word? Respectable, or actually meaningful. I can't think of the word that I want to use. I know what I want to say, but I can't say it. Because there's a 1-star review. There's a 1-star review on Jaws, right?
Right.
Because the movie is boring and there's not enough shark in it. That's what the review says. The movie is boring, not enough shark in it.
I think I actually came across some of that before.
The closest to a perfect movie as you're gonna get.
Yeah. I mean,
in terms of especially of a horror movie. I'm sorry, but you as it says, you're reviewing Jaws here, and I don't care whether you like Jaws, whether you don't like Jaws. Like I always maintain, like I'm not a huge Exorcist fan.
No.
Possession movies don't do much for me. Now I do for some reason or another. I love the Conjuring franchise.
Yeah, the Conjuring was definitely the first one especially was definitely special.
Yeah. The second one for me holds a bit of a thing because when I was younger, my uncle actually brought me to that house in London.
Oh, cool, Danfield.
But like The Exorcist, I wouldn't go and throw it on just to watch it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
a last case scenario if it's on the telly. I'll try and find something else before watching it. But
Mhm.
I wouldn't go on to Rotten Tomatoes and be like, 1 star. It's boring and there's not enough demon in it. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
exactly.
Like,
Yeah, it's like,
I still respect what the movie has done for the genre and
yeah.
realize how important it is.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like people have their own views on movies and they're always going to put it down. Whatever. Oh, I made this guy feel bad. Why? You could be deterring the next person that goes out and makes a movie that you like the next time around.
Yeah, well, like I mean, I suppose, like, I mean, I mean, look, I'm all for, just saying, like, I'm all for unpopular opinions. I mean, I'm all for, like, I mean, I love the
I have
Beatles.
loads of those. I have
Yeah.
loads of those unpopular opinions.
Oh yeah, if I can write, but I mean, but yeah, I'm all for, like, someone, like, I mean, even though I love the Beatles, I'm all for someone else saying I'm not the biggest fan of them. You know what I mean? But like, but I suppose it's like what you're saying though. I mean, like, the
That's
rest of the
me.
world.
That's me right there.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
Well,
I'd have the Doors over the Beatles any day.
the Doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, well, I guess so. Yeah, I suppose, like, yeah, like, I suppose I don't love the Beatles in the same way that, say, my parents would.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I can
It's,
still respect what they did for music.
yeah, you know what I mean. But I'd love
Now
them in a different way.
I do try to wind people up and be like they're overrated.
Yeah, yeah, but sorry, but, like, my point is that, like, if you're gonna put something down, if you're gonna put the Beatles down, if you're gonna put Jaws down, you have to kind of you have to respect that not everybody else could be
Yeah,
that wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's an opinion is an opinion, but you have to kind of respect that not everyone else could be that wrong. I mean,
yeah.
something has cultural significance. It means something to a lot of people. You know what I mean? It's you know, and I guess you have to
Well,
respect that and just have at least a half intelligent opinion on as to why. Um,
now there was no. I don't think that you can reply to comments or reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. I never looked into it. I don't have an account. I don't want an account. I just go on sometimes and flick through certain movies.
mm,
Give
yeah,
me something else to rant about when the topic comes up,
yeah, right, yeah,
which
catching
comes
up
up
on
quite
things.
regularly.
I can imagine.
But I think that's one of the good ways of closing out a little bit here. But I'll bring you to the quick fire
Okay,
questions, and we'll see how we get on before we close out, right?
right.
Um, what is your favorite type of subgenre of horror?
Psychological,
Oh, you're one of
or
them.
or maybe body horror, which technically is a form of psychological horror.
Okay, so you're a Cronenberg fan.
Cronenberg, and I love John Carpenter. I love The Thing, and I
Oh,
loved
Carpenter's savage, isn't he?
yeah, he's brilliant. And then you were mentioning earlier, probably before we start recording, Wrong Turn. I know you definitely mentioned it in other podcasts.
I
Like
did.
I loved, yeah. It's like, I mean, I enjoyed Wrong Turns, but I loved Hills of Eyes, and I actually enjoyed
Yeah,
the Hills of Eyes remake a lot more than the original.
the
So
the remake. So this is one of those unpopular opinions that people try and call me out on, and they're wrong all the time. And I'm sorry, people can have their own opinion, but this one is wrong. The remake, the '06 remake, is better than the original.
it is, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
like I love Wes Craven. I mean, I thought Wes Craven, like, had, like, an unreal imagination. Like, I thought, like, he was. Like Freddy Krueger. I mean, like, that's a guy who, a former pedophile who burned to death, who comes to get you in your dreams. I mean, that's a cracker. But, like, I think a lot of his films kind of just aged badly,
yeah.
or something, like, or just
So I used to be, I used to be a Craven over a Carpenter,
yeah.
surely for my love of Nightmare on Elm Street. It's the first horror film I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite horror film. But having gone through the body of work that both of them have, Craven is definitely the better character creator
Yes,
of the two, but
yes.
Carpenter is a better uh, director, and kind of the films are just better.
He's a better craftsman,
Yeah.
I would say.
So like Craven, like I'll always go back, or sorry, Carpenter, I'll always go back to They Live. They
Yeah.
Live is more prevalent now than it was when it came out 30 years ago.
No, yeah, 100%.
Like Big Trouble in Little China is one of my favorite films,
Classic.
and it's just ridiculous as well.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'd be like Nightmare on Elm Street is great. It still holds up. The acting's a little bit questionable in it. Where you see Carpenter's movies. Okay, Halloween 1. Everyone talks about Jamie Lee Curtis. She wasn't the best in that. She definitely got better as the movies went on. The movies didn't get as good.
No,
but she got better.
She got more experience
because she was honing her craft.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, Carpenter's probably the best horror director ever.
Yeah, no, that's definitely very fair to say, and especially like in terms of like the amount of crackers he has. I mean, like obviously, say someone like if you're asking somebody who their favorite director is, like the kind of two easy answer to pick would probably be Steven Spielberg. I mean, but like I think Spielberg is like one of these crazy examples that he's literally so overrated that he's underrated. You know what I mean? Like, because you think.
Ooh, that's a bold statement to put him in an overrated category.
I said so overrated that he's underrated.
He's underappreciated anyway.
Yeah, because like, I mean, you ask anyone like who's your favorite director, and you say Spielberg. I mean, it's like he's everybody's favorite director. I mean, but then you watch a lot of his when you think I kind of went on a Spielberg binge kind of recently. There's like Saving Private Ryan. There's the Jurassic Park films. There's War of the Worlds. The 2005 War of the Worlds. It's one of my favorite.
Which was very good.
Yeah, brilliant. And like and there's so many. And all of them are fairly different in tone and in story and premise and all that. Like, and it's like he executes so well. Like, I mean, it's
What I'm finding now is, having asked that question to a few people as well, you're getting the likes of an Ari Aster now. You're getting the likes of Eli Roth. Now, torture porn isn't my kind of movies, and whatnot. But sure, like if you're to ask me, I'd probably say Tarantino.
Tarantino as your favorite?
Yeah. Like, is he the best director of all time? Probably not. I'd still go Carpenter for that. Surely for the different types of movies he's made, and the body of work that he has. Like, Tarantino has 9 movies, and they're not all fantastic. I don't really like Jackie Brown. Hateful Eight wasn't well received. I didn't really like it. But there's some in there that's they're just so good that they bring the rest up.
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, like, there's. I think people say the same. And people like will give criticism to, like, say, M. Night Shyamalan and Stephen King. I know Stephen King isn't. Well, I'm not going to praise Stephen King as a filmmaker, but like, but in terms of just like having a body of work and saying they lost their way or whatever. But I mean, like, you think, like, you think about like a lot of the crackers that Stephen King, for example, had, like, between Sam's Lot, what's Misery.
Oh, there's loads. Christine.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you think about the amount of books he's writing, and there's like 500 pages, 1,000 pages in each one. I mean, like,
1,500 if you're looking at it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just it's like, I mean, personally, if I if I ever make it to the top leagues, and if I made if I make 30 films, and say 5 to 10 of them are great, I mean, that to me that'd be my idea of a successful career. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's the right way to close out then. We will see you when you have more than 5 to 10 top drawer films in your bank.
Right? Yeah.
And the next time we introduce you, be multi-award winning.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I think for that, Sean, we appreciate you coming on tonight.
Thank you, Greg.
And appreciate, obviously, and whenever the movie is ready, you know where I am to have a check of it.
Absolutely, you'll be the first guy to get in touch with.
As always. But what I'll do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'll close this out the way I close out every single Friday night. In the words of the great George A. Romero, another top door director, stay scared, ladies and gentlemen.